Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? What up, what up? It's your girl, Audie, getting at you with another What It Do at Audie's W2. Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, I do have a What It Do episode for you guys that I did like over a week ago, maybe like a week and a half ago. I recorded. Oh my gosh, I have like so many clips to edit. I was trying to do it yesterday, but I was so tired. I was so tired. And I just ended up like deleting everything. I only got like maybe a minute into editing the very first clip. And mind you, I have like 8 clips to edit for like one episode. So I really have to sift through those clips and get it out to you guys. So this one is gonna be, oh my gosh, I don't even know what order I want to do, but I don't want to get you guys confused. But at the same time, it's like, it's at the same job, doing the same thing, different incidences, but like it's no different, you know what I'm saying? So I might just go ahead and release this one first, that way I'm not like stressing about the 8 clip episode. But yeah, today is 1/11/26. Yes, it is January 11th 2026. Still can't believe that it's 2026. But anyway, today, I want to talk about what happened at work. So I will be talking about, oh my God. Today was a bad day for me. Even though it was only a 4-hour shift, it just worked that way. And I shouldn't be upset about it. Like, I've been with this company probably for like a good solid month at this particular store. And I've been cool with everyone. There's probably like maybe like 2 people in total that I want to say checked my ass a couple times. And I mean, I get it. Like, okay, like one person that checked me, the very first person that checked me was pretty much like a child. I don't want to sound like fucked up or whatever. And it's great that this guy knows the rules, plays the rules, does the rules. And just, like he's following the rules, right? And that's what makes him a great employee. But it was the way that he told me about it. It was kind of like, who the fuck are you trying? Like, who are you to me in the store? You know what I'm saying? Unless like you're just like another coworker, like letting me know. There's still a certain way that you tell somebody, right? At least that's the way that I look at it. Because it was kind of coming off like he had some kind of authority over me, and come to find he wasn't even a manager, and kind of taking orders from a kid, but we'll get into that in a second. And the second time that I got checked was today by an actual manager, and I thought this woman was cool. Like, I never like talked to her. Well, I guess I'd be lying, but I went to her one time to talk about how like a certain employee was like kind of making me uncomfortable or whatever. Like, I was just letting her know, like, just before it escalated, just giving her a heads up just in case. And she seemed nice or whatever. She did approach me before that. She was like, "Were you trained somewhere else? Because I seen you around the store and like you came like knowing what to do." And I was like, yeah. And she was like, where did you train? So we had that very, very short conversation of like where I was trained, and, and she seemed really, really nice. And before Christmas, I was walking around with a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer beanie on my head, and she stopped me. She's like, oh my gosh, your beanie's so freaking cute. And like, I just never had an issue with her until today. And okay, this is what happened. I was helping a woman that came into the store. She was picking up a grocery order for a customer. She was working for Uber, and I was just helping her like scan the stuff. And I turn around and I see that manager. She was just standing right there, like just looking at me with some cold ass eyes, right? And let me tell you something before I continue. This is just how I felt, and this is what I saw, and that's how I took it. And I'm gonna continue to take it the way that I'm telling you right now until her and I have another conversation, just in case. And if she tells me why, like, you kind of got to explain yourself, why you came at me the way that you're coming at me. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're just going to walk away and allow me to think whatever the fuck I'm thinking without assuring me that everything is okay, like, I understand you weren't trained properly or completely, like, you need to communicate with me, because I'm telling you from my side. I'm not making an excuse. It's what it is. So back to the story, I turn around and she's standing there, and she was like, do you have a walkie on you? And I say, yes. And she goes, well, we've been trying to page you or page someone from the Doug room. You guys had a call from the customer, and I don't want my girls to get the rap because no one was answering the page or the call. And I was like, oh, well, I wasn't trained about telephone calls, because I wasn't. So I tried to explain to her that I wasn't trained. I don't know which buttons to press, nor do I know what to say. You know what I'm saying? Because if they have like a certain protocol, I wasn't told. No one said anything to me. So she just turns around and she like walks into the Doug room. And of course I follow her. And she was like, okay, so you pick up the phone and there's going to be a button that's flashing. So you press that button and you say, thank you for calling. This is who you are, who I am, and how can I help you, And I was like, oh, okay, like, and she just turns around on her heel and she just like walks out. And I'm just standing there like, okay, like, are we good? Are we straight? Like, are you mad? Or, like, tell me that you understand that I wasn't trained, and just look out, just listen to the intercom, listen to the walkie-talkies, and like, she could have said that. Like, she could have, and be like, oh, well, no, that's okay. You weren't trained. I understand that. Like, fucking tell me something. Like, you communicate with me about, like, you need to tell me that you understand that I wasn't trained. And that is something that maybe you need to tell my boss. Like, you should probably pull my boss aside, like what you did to me, and say, hey, every time we get new associates, be sure to train them about the telephone, taking phone calls. So, to be honest, like, ever since I started here, I've been letting things go. Like, I've been letting things roll down and off my back. I can take discipline, but like, I will not be blamed for someone else's lack in training me in something that you're saying to me is important. Like, I'm not just gonna run to the phone and like fuck up the phone system. Like, I don't know nobody's extensions. I don't know anyone's phone numbers except my boss. It was just like, I don't think that was handled the right way. And, honestly, I could not focus on my job, and the woman that has, she's not my boss, but she's just another, one of my coworkers. I love her so much, and I've talked about her in my previous episode, which will probably be posted after this one. She has helped me so much, like a lot of tips and tricks, and I just love her. I appreciate her. I respect her. And she was like, how you doing? And she saw me get chewed out, and I didn't want to throw her under the bus with me, right? Because she too could have taken the call. But that woman, my coworker, the one that I love and respect, she does so much, like so much. And I don't want to be like, oh, well, she could have taken it too. Like, how come you're only focused in on me and not her? Like, I could take it. She's taken a lot of things from me as the woman that works with me. She straightens my fuck ups, but she's teaching me and showing me how to correct it. So it's not like I'm throwing all my issues on her. She takes over, but as she does it, she's showing me. So I really respect her and I trust her. But she asked me, she's like, how you feeling? And I was like, well, I just got in trouble. And she's like, yeah, I know. She's like, don't even worry about it. And it was just hard. Like, it was hard for me to let it go. And that's one of the things that I really try to like let go, because I can get very like, not in your face, but like I will confront you, like what I told you guys I would have said to her. Like, hey, like, you do understand that I am new, and you do tell me you understand that I was not properly trained. Do you understand this? That this is not me not wanting to do it, or that I'm lazy, or that you think I'm lazy. Like, please tell me that you understand that. Like, but that I feel would have made her be like, oh, well, I don't know if she's a good fit here because I didn't like the way she talked to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could do anything. Like, they could put you on suspension. They could watch you more. Like, I don't need that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fresh into this job that I really fucking love. But it's also not fair. It's not fair. But, you know, my coworker, she was like, you know what? Like, just don't even worry about it. And I just didn't know what to say. Like, I was just like, all right, I'll try, you know? And I feel like my coworker says it because, like, literally, like, she's not wrong. Like, we have other things to worry about than one fucking phone call. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just doing shit. Like, so you mean to say that, like, we're supposed to, like, if we're out doing a flash order, and I explained that a flash order is when a customer pays extra for you to drop everything that you're doing and run out onto the floor and grab all their shit within a certain amount of time, no matter how much the quantity and no matter how, like, how soon they need it, like how quickly they need it. It's ridiculous, and they don't even show up on time, which is so stupid, but we have to do it. It's a part of our job. So it's almost like you expect us to, like, drop everything. Like, if we're doing a flash order, drop everything. There's only 2 of us on the floor, like it was tonight. There's only 2 of us on the floor, and we're helping this customer and this customer on the floor, where you're telling us to take the customer to the product or to the item, unless the customer says, oh no, that's okay, I can find it myself, to drop everything and leave those customers to go answer a phone call. Because you say you don't want your girls, you know, I'm guessing she's like managing her own section, right? To get the rap. But yet, we're still getting the rap if we take the call or not. Because if we take the call and leave a flash order and it's not done on time, I don't know if there's a penalty. You know, like, I don't know if there's like, oh, you know what, Audie, like, you didn't do this on time, you're on probation. You know, like, I don't know. And I'm just finding all this out as I'm going, you know, and you want to check me in the way that you're checking me. And you're not assuring me that, you know what, that's okay. Like, I'm just letting you know that when somebody does call, this is what you do. And this is how you do it. And let me know that there's no bad blood. You know what I mean? Like, it's that serious for me. Like, for her to just tell me, I'm pretty sure she tells a lot of associates, no matter how old or new they are to the store. But we need assurance too. Like, you're assuring yourself by telling us, like, hey, I need this done because I'm a manager and I'm telling you that you need to do it. But it's like, we can do it, but, like, are we okay? You know, because let me tell you, her approaching me the way that she did and how she was talking to me, it really did fuck up my ability to work. And I hated that because, again, I'm trying to assure myself that, you know what, like, I can't get myself to say that I made a mistake because I wasn't trained. I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. It'd be completely different if I knew and if I purposely didn't want to take it. Because if I was trained on the telephone and if I heard the page, I would have paged my coworker and been like, hey, you want to take the call or you want me to take the call? Because really, like, are we on a flash order? Are we in the middle of helping a customer? Are we in the middle of doing curbside to where you or me could take the call? You know what I'm saying? So I would communicate with her like, hey, you got the call or you want me to take it? And whoever is closest to a telephone. So, no, I will not say it's my fault because it's not my fault. I wasn't trained. But it was just that, like I don't like to do a bad job. I'm really hard on myself, and I was fucking up on the job. I just could not get it together. I was dropping things. I kept pulling the wrong item, scanning the wrong codes, and I didn't know which tote I was scanning, or that I scanned or didn't scan. It was really bad for me. And I hate that so much because I love doing what I do. And yeah, she was just like kind of glaring at me, and I'm just like, whoa. And I thought she was cool, and I get it, maybe you manager, Miss Manager, had a bad day, or like maybe you got bitched out on the call that we were supposed to take, or whatever, like maybe somebody was like, oh, let me talk to your manager, and you were the one that had to go. Like, okay, like I get that. But the way that if you got bitched out by said customers, whether it be in person or on the phone, you are giving them assurance that you are going to fix things because you're the manager. But like, why can't you give us that assurance? Right? I mean, you give it all to the customer, but to us, you're just like, I'm telling you, if I were manager, I think I would make a great manager. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to jack anybody's job, but I know customer service, and I know what it's like to have workers work for you. There should not be any kind of awkwardness, even when you pass by one another, and that's something that I want to say too, is that before that, I don't even know if I should call it an altercation, but like, I was on my short 10-minute break. That same manager walks into the break room, doesn't say nothing to me. And I was thinking about saying hello to her, but at the same time, my husband was on the phone and he was talking. So, and she goes way to the other side of the room, just kind of like zoned out, doing whatever it is that she went over there to do. But she just did that, and then she just walked out. Like, she still didn't say anything to me. I don't know. Like, I would say, like, don't get upset. I'm telling myself, like, don't get upset. We were the only ones there. And you have one that isn't or wasn't trained, that should be taken into account. Don't look at me like I'm just this ditch, right? Well, I kind of am, because I'm new. Again, because I'm new. But I just hope that, like, I mean, I don't know what to hope anymore, like, it's just, it's disappointing to me, because I do feel like they think she thinks that it's my fault. So I don't know. One thing that I do want to add is when I was on my way to clock out, I was looking for her. On my way to clock out, I did not see her in the front of the store where she's usually hanging out. I was gonna approach her and be like, hey, don't don't worry. Like, I will do better. Even though it wasn't my fault, I'll do better. Like, I was going to tell her that, you know what, like, I'll learn from this and I'll do better. I don't want to let you down. Like, I wanted to find her and say that. Even though it wasn't my fault. Like, it's like that for me. Like, that's my way of letting it go and making it right. But what's really fucked up is that they don't know how to do that. And you're a manager. I don't know. I've 26 minutes into this, talking about it. It really did bother me. It's still bothering me right now, talking about it. And it affected my work. It affected my work so much that my coworker came in to save my ass. Like what I was telling you that she does. But this time it was like, don't worry about it. I got it. I want many, many blessings for her. She's the best. And I asked her, well, in the middle of my shop, I seen her and she was like, how you doing? And I was just like I got no words. And, I was like, you know what? Like, I was about to just rant, right? And I was just going to let it all out in the middle of the floor. And I was like, no, you're not going to do that. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm just whatever. And she was like, I know. She's like, don't just really, really, like, don't worry about it. Like, it's okay. And I asked her, I'm like, can I have a hug? And she was like, oh, yeah. And so we started hugging. And I just, oh, my gosh, I don't want to cry right now. Like, and I told her, I was like, oh, my gosh, I'm going to cry. I said, I just love, 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 love your hugs. And she was like, oh, I'm glad, and I think she was about to cry too. Oh my gosh, I'm trying not to cry. But she was like, you know what? We just really got to stick together. It's just the both of us here. And, and that's one of the things that I told her was, I tell her this every night that I work with her and I have to leave and she has to stay closing. And I'm just like, I don't like when you're by yourself. And she's just like, no, it's okay. Like, she's just the fucking best. And I told her before, I'm like, like teasing. I was like, why does she get to stay and we don't? And I was like, I think it's favoritism. And she really cracks up. And I'm like, you're the best. And I wouldn't doubt if that's the reason why they book you for nights, And yeah, just she's amazing. I have 3 days off and I'm going to use that time to just like really let it go. I have a gym day with my nephew. Oh my gosh, his birthday was yesterday and he just turned 15. It's so crazy. So crazy. But yeah, I missed his birthday lunch yesterday because I was working, and I came home today and they were over. We had cake and ice cream. We had like a nice short little visit and they took off and I was starving and yeah, I had to have dinner and, I just crocheted a little bit and I was like, you know what, I really have to get this off my chest. And I'm just telling you guys this because I know the majority of the world has a 9 to 5. And I just want to tell you guys that this is the way that I feel. And this is just my opinion, okay? This is the way that I think it should be played out. You know what I'm saying? There has to be communication on both sides. For a manager, I would think that she would ask, like, hey, how comfortable are you to take telephone calls? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel confident? Do you feel like you can? Or like, do you feel educated enough about the store and how we run things here to be able to answer or take calls? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just throw someone on and be like, hey, because you work in this department, you have to, like, again, I get it, but people can have like a nervous fucking breakdown. And I really probably shouldn't have laughed, but it's like, rehearse this with me. You know what I'm saying? Or rehearse it with people that don't feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? She didn't even ask that. And I don't know. Like, it's, you're the manager. You could have taken the call, And it's just letting us know, like, hey, or if I said that I wasn't comfortable, maybe that's something that you need to, again, take up with my boss and be like, hey, maybe we need to train, or you need to train Audie about the telephone and build her confidence up so that she can take calls. Because there was a woman that came in today and she was like, oh, I ordered over the phone. And I was like, what? You can do that? See, I didn't even know. Right? So, like, you're expecting me to just be like, like, oh, you have to take this call. Like, first of all, I didn't even know that we can take orders over the phone. And how do we even process that? Like, and you're just getting, I don't want to say she was up in my face, but like, it came off to me like that, like out of the blue, right? Like, if you're not going to get in my face, you're just going to drop this shit on me. It's the same thing, the way that I taken it, but I'm talking about this to let you guys know that, if you're doing everything that you can and you're brand new, you weren't trained all the way, and you're just like, okay, because this happened, like, do we have beef or are we straight? Like, because you failed as a manager to communicate that with me. While you are assuring customers, you need to assure us as, your associates. Like, come on now. You're telling me to do something. I'm going to make sure that I do it. But what are you going to do for me? Because I want a good reason to work for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be given and received the same way. Because I could have fired back and been like, well, this is what I feel about it, but I sometimes feel like managers, they come off to you like that, not because they're managers. Well, I hope not, like they're using their manager status and their stern faces and their stern voices and, to like, oh, I have to be this way so that they do what I tell them to, right? But I think it's to like, so that we don't say anything back to them. Like, it's almost like they're trying to get us afraid, right, to approach them because they can't take the criticism themselves. Like, you're criticizing me how you think that I fucked up. But you don't want to hear the criticism like, well, you need to tell my boss that she needs to train new associates on how to take phone orders. See, they don't want to be told how to do their job. Is this one of those things, like, because I need to know. But see, would she have liked that? No. And then she probably would have tell the other managers about me and my boss and put me on probation. I don't know. Like, I don't want to be in trouble for telling you how you should have done your job. But I'm just letting you guys know to, think things through thoroughly. And like I said, I was willing to, even though it wasn't my fault. I was going to approach her and be like, you know what? I will do better. I don't want to let you down. But I didn't do anything wrong. So maybe that's a discussion that I might have to have with her, and I'm not even a manager. So, and I think I'm going to tell her too, and whoever's present, because I'm pretty sure they want to witness. And I'm going to be like, well, I hope this doesn't come back to haunt me. I don't want to be like, oh, like given shorter hours, shorter days. And eventually like, oh, we don't need you anymore. Bye. Like, is it going to be one of those? So I would need some kind of record of this conversation. And I have microphones. You wear one, I wear one. That way, we're both protected, right? Because you guys have cameras everywhere. And I don't have nothing on me. So, yeah, let's be fair about this. But anyhow, yeah, I was going to talk about what happened today. Oh my gosh, today was just a bad day. It wasn't just about the manager. I had somewhat of an altercation with a customer through text messages in the middle of a flash order shop for her. And yeah, it was just a whole shit show within the 4-hour bracket. Can you believe it? 4 hours of work and it was nothing but bullshit. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And don't forget to add, rate, comment, subscribe, follow, and share. 3 days off. I fucking need it. But I will try to edit the previous episode. And I hope you guys enjoyed that episode as well. And next time I go to work, I will kick on the mics. And yeah, you guys are going to be coming to work with me. So I hope you guys will be looking forward to that. And you guys have a beautiful, smooth night. I'll talk to you in the next episode. Peace.